Welcome to Sherlock Movie Recaps. This movie begins with two private detectives, Nick and Audrey Spitz. 4 years after their escapade in Monte Carlo, Nick and Audrey are full-time private detectives. But their business is not going too well. Accepting an invitation from their friend, Vikram, the Maharaja Govindun, to attend his wedding on his private island, they hope their association with him will lend their failing detective agency some professional credibility. There, they meet Vic's French fiancée Claudette, his flirtatious business partner Francisco Perez, his former fiancée Countess Secco and her lady-in-waiting Amani, his reticent sister Syra, his ruthless bodyguard Lou, and their old friend Colonel Alinga, who is now missing his left arm after saving Vic from an assassination attempt in Mumbai. At the wedding, Audrey notices a cloaked figure following Vic's elephant. A dead body falls from the elephant and turns out to be Vic's bodyguard. Nick suspects that it is a diversion and watches Vic's abduction by a mysterious figure. Realizing that they are once again ensnared in a conspiracy, the couple determine that at least two perpetrators must have been involved. One to create the diversion and the other to kidnap Vic. Only the board members knew about the elephant being part of the ceremony. So, they are all suspects now. Francisco tells Nick and Audrey that Claudette had to sign a brutal prenup, which the board insisted on, before marrying Vic. Syra tells them that Claudette is just wrong for Vic. Claudette tells them that Vic knew Francisco's dark secret. Secco says that Francisco has 85 paternity suits against him and is siphoning money from the company to pay for it. The next morning, the group is joined by a team of professional detectives led by former MI6 hostage negotiator Connor Miller. Nick and Audrey try to impress Miller, but Miller considers them as a suspect since their business is failing and they need the money. The kidnapper calls and tasks Nick to deliver a ransom of $70 million to the Arc de Triomphe in Paris in exchange for Vic. Traveling to Paris, Miller takes Nick and Audrey to the exchange point with the $70 million in cash. The kidnappers force the couple into a van at gunpoint. Inside, the couple fights them, ending with the kidnappers dead and the van crashing into Café Procope. They realize they are being framed for Vic's abduction with footage of Nick running out of the tent brandishing a knife. Miller arrives and clarifies that the footage is a deep fake. After taking the briefcase of money and asking them to meet him at the La Madeleine, Miller is seemingly killed when his car explodes. A mysterious figure steals the briefcase, only to be robbed of it when hit by a truck. The truck driver walks away with the case. With the assistance of Inspector Laurent Delacroix, the couple trace the truck to a countryside chateau where they are ambushed by Secco and Amani, who insist they are not the kidnappers and only want the money. Secco shoots Amani and attempts to kill the couple, but is herself shot dead by a dying Amani. Nick and Audrey escape and call Delacroix and the others, requesting that they tell the kidnappers that Vic be brought to the Lou Jules Verne restaurant at the Eiffel Tower and they will hand over the money. Vic appears at the rendezvous, strapped into a bomb vest. Nick reasons that the killer would never jeopardize the ransom. As he predicts, the bomb's countdown is suspended and Miller, the mastermind of the abduction, AP. Pairs. He had faked his death by hiding in a bomb-proof titanium chamber within the car moments before the explosion. He attempts to kill the group, along with Susan, a lonesome widow that was looking for her long-lost lover Gary. They had promised each other to meet at the Eiffel Tower after 10 years on that very night. But Audrey clings to his harness and is pulled to the top floor. Nick pursues them, subdues Miller's men, and destroys the detonator. Miller throws Audrey, who is still connected to his harness, off the tower. The two men engage in hand-to-hand combat, culminating with Nick opening the briefcase and dispersing the money into the wind. Meanwhile, the group helps disengage Vic's bomb, and Susan tends to Delacroix, who was shot by Miller. Susan and Delacroix instantly fall in love after Delacroix shows her how to make circles with smoke from his vape. Up on the top floor, Audrey reappears and helps Nick tie Miller's harness to the tower's elevator mechanism, throwing him into the rotor blades of his getaway helicopter, which explodes and crashes into the Seine. Returning to the restaurant, Audrey mistakes Syra's darkened hand for blood, but Syra insists her henna smeared during the commotion. Audrey realizes that Syra was not present when Vic's elephant was ushered into the reception ceremony, and recalls that the cloaked figure who killed Lou had a wet henna stain on their clothes. Syra is the second conspirator. She was upset that Vic's parents gave him sole control over the business, and she had previously tried to kill Vic in Mumbai. Exposed, Syra attempts to shoot Vic, but he is shielded by Olinga, who loses his right arm. Then Claudette knocks her out with the briefcase. With the commotion concluded, Vic and Claudette decide to elope and give Nick and Audrey $10 million in a dinosaur leather briefcase worth $3 million. On a honeymoon in Greece, they are accosted at gunpoint by their supposedly European helicopter pilot, who turns out to be American. He steals the millions and jumps out of the helicopter, leaving them scrambling for the controls. Thank you for watching.